Liverpool entering the race for Alexander Isak as well, and just Isak in general. What do we think's happening?
He's not going anywhere.
He's going to Arsenal.
He's not going to Arsenal. He's not going to Arsenal.
Why not?
Because you, wage-wise, with the two strikers that you have, James.
Have you not heard Arsenal pretty much say that he's their number one target?
They said that.
How much PR you want to drink?
You've not learned your lesson.
You drinking out that PR straw?
I'm drinking that Kool-Aid, man.
Woo! We getting the sack. No, like.
No, but why not though? Why?
All right, so let me break it down.
please
Jesus
do.
is injured. He's not moving. His wages are like 250, 260.
Jesus is going back to Brazil.
He's not passing the medical. And then Havertz, so Jesus is out to the end of the year. Havertz is on like 280, 290. What are you going to do with him? He's a striker as well. So whatever Isak, so if Isak comes to you, you're going to have to pay a minimum.
He needs to be on 350.
350.
If I'm Isak's thing.
If I'm Isak,
he cost?
Yeah.
How much will he cost?
He's going to cost like
and he's going to cost about 150.
140.
Yeah, he's going to cost
and
that.
350 on the wages. And you need other players. It's not like you only need a striker.
Yeah.
There's definitely a case to say that you need a left winger. There's definitely a case to say that you could do with an extra body in midfield.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We could do with those guys, but we must bring in the striker.
Do you need Isak 70 more? Do you need Isak 70 million more than Osimhen or 60 million more than Yokos?
Yes.
I don't think your board will think that.
Well,
you might think that, but your board won't think that.
I think Isak. Just
if you look
at
the way Isak plays, he's made for us.
Yeah, he is. He's made for Liverpool as well, mate.
He is made.
He's made for anyone who needs a striker.
He's made for anyone.
He's made for anyone who needs a striker.
That's like Suarez. Suarez was made for Barcelona. Yeah. I think he was made for Madrid as well. I think he was made for everyone. He's that good.
Yeah. This is why I was so pleased. Not only did Newcastle,
he's made for us exclusively.
He's ours. 14.
He's made for Mikel.
Henry. He's ours.
No, but honestly, yeah, exactly.
Get out of here. You ain't getting him. Yeah? He ain't coming.
He's not coming to you, is he?
Take your offer. Yeah, sling Europe.
Sling it.
Do you
ain't getting him.
Stick it where the sun don't shine.
Do you really think he'll be at Newcastle next season?
Yeah,
he might be. Yeah, he actually might be.
Do you know what I think he will? I think first of all is obviously finances. Yeah, Newcastle now for the last couple of seasons haven't invested heavily into their squad and they've made sure they've got their sales right, so they're PSR sound now. So to talk to for Newcastle to even go, who's calling? Who's this Arsenal? 150, just to even open.
Talk about the player himself.
Let's talk. And
did you see the interview that he gave on international duty? What did he say?
Listen, I'm saying.
Did he give you the impression that he's going to stay at Newcastle, or did he leave it open and say,
listen, I'm not going to
talk about
players?
He did that usual thing.
Listen, players. Yeah, there you go. It's the usual thing. It doesn't mean he's
I
going.
think you have to. You have
we
to,
will
because
get
you
him.
do not know what will happen.
I'm confident
he could walk into Newcastle tomorrow and they could go, we've had a £250 million offer, you're going.
Yeah.
You could.
Money talks. Money talks.
So you can't never turn around and say a definite yes or no. I don't think you're going to go anywhere.
The best thing that could happen from
Newcastle
Arsenal was them winning that trophy.
Especially if they get the Champions League.
Because Isak will say to them, look, I came here, I delivered you a trophy, your first
Wait a minute, Laurie. Let me just stop you there, mate.
Okay,
right?
mate.
Newcastle have just got as much potential as anyone else. They've got money. I'm telling you, Laurie. I'm telling you, mate. They've got the
resources,
tools,
man.
Where were you 3 years ago? I remember sitting in a room 3 years ago with Jamie Carragher and Ty having an argument, and Ty was saying we're going to win the league soon, and Ty was and Jamie Carragher was laughing at him. Mm-hmm. So that's where you've gone from there to there, yeah? That was 3 years ago.
5 years to get there.
5 years, yeah. Where's Liverpool? They was on the way down. Now they come all the way up. Newcastle have got much potential to sign players, to keep hold of players, and to form a team as Arsenal.
They don't. I'll tell you one reason straight away is the London effect.
I mean this with the greatest respect.
Foreign players,
I think they've got a better manager.
A lot of them, man, no disrespect, they've probably not even heard of Newcastle.
He said Laurie, hold on.
Newcastle's last 3 Premier League finishes, right? You've got 4th, you've got 7th, they're currently 6th, 1 point off 4th. Newcastle have been to 2 Carabao Cup finals in the last 3 years.
Yeah, but
Newcastle have got a fan base that is dedicated to them and them only. That goes a long way for players.
It's a one-city club.
You talk about players that leave Newcastle. They always love it there. They always get adored. They always get absolutely worshipped.
They're a big club, yes, no doubt
so
about it.
you can't disrespect
But
Newcastle.
they're not bigger than Arsenal.
I'm not saying they're bigger than Arsenal. No. I'm not. But I'm saying that, look, you guys were meant to win the league this season. You haven't done that. Saliba's contract's running out. I'm just saying.
Hala Madrid.
I'm just saying. Hala Madrid.
All right.
Keeping your players, taking.
History. Listen, we always talk about history, right? We always talk about history. And I had an argument. I had an argument with one of the fools in the other room about history and all this, and you're shit and you're nothing and all this, and I should have said something to him on the day. Right? History has been created every day. Yeah, there is clubs here now. Right, this is not 1935 anymore. This is 2025. Yeah, money talks. Yeah, and it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter, right? If someone like, let's pick a club out there, Plymouth. Yeah, if a mega rich geezer come over and went, do you know what? I like Plymouth. It's lovely there. The fish is nice and that. Yeah, I'm going to buy there. They could make that into a club that could dominate the whole world.
Yeah, but it's going to take them time.
It's going to take, of course, it's going to take them time. But there's ways around it. Now, they've just won a court case. Yeah, I think it was Man City.
Yeah,
just won a court case saying that they were stopping them from sponsoring themselves. They can sponsor themselves now. They can sponsor themselves.
PSR is the only thing that slowed Newcastle down.
PSR will collapse very soon. Yeah, because it's unsustainable. The way it's been made. Yeah, it's so obvious that they've got to tweak it. There's going to be lapses to the rules. Yeah,
with this new guy,
it's so obvious that
what it's
designed to do. Right, and at the moment, and this is why they're trying to make the things like the Super League and all this, because they know that can't be sustained. Yeah, it's just a monopoly to keep the top at the top and the bottom at the bottom. Yeah, and the clubs at the bottom, and my club's included in this. Yeah, they know where their bread's buttered. Yeah, so they want to keep the Arsenals, the Man Uniteds, and the Chelseas at the top because they're the ones that bring the money in.
Good job with you, aren't it?
No, but I'm just saying, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They are big clubs, yeah. But there is going to be a time when someone's going to step in, like it's going to be a government or governing body or something, and someone's going to turn around and go, "You can't do this. You can't do this. You can't do this."
Which achieve Champions League football, which is by no means a certainty, then it's possible.
It's a big possibility.
That Newcastle could say, "Look, you've got Champions League football. We're building, blah blah blah." But especially if they don't get that,
but you know what?
Where did you build from? You didn't get in the Champions League for 10 years. You have to start from somewhere.
Oh, it's late.
10 years.
But here's the thing.
That's crazy.
And this is what's going on. And sometimes you just got to hear it, yeah, because you get blinded by it. You know what I mean? Like we all get blinded by it. You get blinded by it. You get blinded by it. Someone comes in and something happens.
No, I hear that.
You have a good period. We was top 6. We come 8th. You come 8th. We come 6th. Right? I thought we was going to be Europe every year. We've been fighting relegation for 2.
And also, you can't take away.
Look at Man United.
You can't exactly. What you can't take away from Newcastle is that also the feeling to a player that something is beginning to start happening. So actually, that Carabao Cup, forget you only get 100 grand for winning it. What it means for that dynasty in terms of this is the first. Look what you can be part of. You're already a hero here now. Let's kick on now, Alexander. And if they show some real intent in this summer, which I think they will do now, they put like 4 bids in for Mark Gahey last year, didn't invest in the squad. PSR, Elliot Anderson went out. They had to just balance the books. Minter, 25 million, didn't even play for him. So now, that balancing act is done. They've crossed their T's and dotted their I's. They've made sure they're compliant, and they've kept their best players. And now I'm thinking, if you're Isak, you can start to put to him, listen, because you've got a few years left in your contract.
You know what?
We're investing into the squad.
Everything you've said there is true, but there's one thing you're leaving out. Ultimately, Arsenal are a bigger club than Newcastle.
Yeah, they are.
And if we're prepared to spend the money, I'm very confident they can get him, because you could sell it to him like, listen, runners up 3 years in a row, which it looks like we're going to be. On the verge of something special. You come in, we build a team around you, we win the titles. You are the man that can deliver this stuff. That is just a bigger selling point as what you just said for Newcastle. If
I don't disagree.
10 years ago,
if you
want
to convince him, the only man that needs to ring him is Henry.
10 years ago,
yeah.
And he said
your new guy away from you.
Keep on Arteta. He's on the record as saying Henry's one of his favourite players.
The state of the team means nothing. Yeah. 10 years ago, Tottenham were better than Arsenal for years. They was
not
the
bigger club though.
No, not a bigger club. Yeah. No, not a bigger club, right? Not a bigger club at all, right? But the state of the club is everything. Yeah. So I forgot the point I was going to make a good point, but I'm just saying the state of the club is everything. Yeah. So there's going to be times when there's shifts and changes. There's peaks and troughs. Yeah. Man City at the moment, right? Who are a more attractive club, Arsenal or Man City? Be honest.
Right now.
No. Let's go. No, let's
I reckon there's a debate on that one, bro.
Let's go back a year.
Okay.
All right, let's go back here. Who's a more attractive club, Arsenal or Man City? All
the players want to be at Man City because they're never going to win.
Yeah,
right,
Man
exactly.
City
as well.
Yeah.
20 years ago, they was in League Two. And you would have been saying the same. Who's going to go to Man City?
I
Man
know,
City
I hear
this,
the
Man
argument,
City
but let's
that.
talk about...
How are Man City ever going to win
Put
the Champions
yourself
League?
in Isak's position now, though. If you got the Newcastle team on the
asking
table...
Nicky.
and
I'd go to
Arsenal-
Real Madrid. I'm going to be honest.
He'd rather go to Plymouth.
Yeah, this country is so overrated. The football here is poor.
Yeah, it is.
It's poor.
Well, that's
There's
another
poor
story.
players
That's
that are
another
hyped up to
story.
be top players.
Correct.
I'd leave
Prem
this
thing.
country.
Yeah.
I'd leave it.
Yeah, I hear you, but that, with respect,
If you
that's
look
another...
back-
That's a subject for another
Of
day.
course, that's a subject. For
We're talking about Isak. Newcastle's on the table. Liverpool's on the table.
Yeah, we haven't
Arsenal's
discussed
on the
Liverpool. We haven't even
table.
discussed Liverpool in this.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Those three options are on the
Is
table.
Liverpool more attractive than Arsenal?
Depends on those
Why?
contracts. Depends on those contracts.
It's a London club,
If
you know,
those-
Brendan.
if those-
Forget London.
Forget London. If those
No,
three
but that's a
players
big part of it.
sign-
Charlton's a London club.
If those three players stay,
But they're not a
this
big
London
club.
thing.
if those
You know what I
three
mean?
not a big
players
club.
sign,
Palace is a London club.
then
Brentford's
it's
a London
different.
club.
But if those three players that are running out of contract leave, it's got to be Arsenal. Because
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not joining a Salah-less, Trent-less, Van Dijk-less
Yes.
Liverpool.
I'm not.